I have a bad case of diarrhea. That's how I usually test out my mic. Anyway, welcome to a brand new tradition on this channel, a thankful Q&A. A Q&A session on every Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. You lay out the questions, and I answer, so let's get started. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be speaking through the heart, no script or anything. There's still gonna be edits on my voice to prevent, like, all those bloopers and pauses.
Why is Soul Calibur 3 your favorite game in the Soul Calibur series despite most people saying Soul Calibur 2 is the only good game in the series in disregard 3?
I like Soul Calibur 3 because of the variety it has. It's got more than one story mode. You got the Tales of Souls, which is a choose your own path, and you got Chronicles of the Sword, which is a mix of RTS and, well, Soul Calibur. It also gave birth to customizing your characters. You could also customize the base roster's colors, but only the colors of their outfits. There's also a handful of missions to go through, including survival, fight a statue, fight Amy, and even fighting Night Terror, who is much harder to fight against than his Tales of Souls counterpart. And as for people saying Soul Calibur 2 is good in disregard 3, mostly nostalgia and bias. But one of the few reasons why Soul Calibur 3 didn't do as well as 2 is because it was a PS2 exclusive. It wasn't multi-console. With Soul Calibur 2, it was not only multi-console, it also had a unique character in each version. You got Link for GameCube, Heihachi for PS2, and Spawn for Xbox. All three got for like at least a guest character or parts for a Cosmos. That's it. You have to make her yourself. So that's the closest thing for a guest character. And I can see why people disregard the gameplay of 3 because it was glitchy, including that one bug that screws with your Chronicles of the Sword save file whenever you delete another game from your memory card. Which has happened to me, by the way.
Who has prettier hair? Is it Nightmare or Harold?
Let's see. Nightmare's hair came from his helmet, so it's more of a plume than hair. So it's pretty long. Like, very, very long. Meanwhile, Hild has long enough hair, but not too long at the same time. But I noticed when looking at Nightmare's hair, like there are like two parts of, like, they're like two strands of hair tied together, like they're connected together. And it just feels off when you look closely to them. Meanwhile, Hild's hair is just long, straight hair. So, I prefer Big Lips' hair over Nightmare's. Sorry, I know I'm a conceited, wretched human.
What is your favorite non-fighting arcade game?
The House of the Dead. My favorite rail shooter. I did a video on it a few weeks ago on Halloween. Check that out.
What are your favorite games?
Aside from fighters, I'm also a big fan of first-person shooters. The likes of Team Fortress 2, Borderlands, Unreal Tournament, Perfect Dark, Time Splitters, Halo, and even the Call of Duty games before Ghosts. I also love JRPGs, especially the ones from the PS1 era. Case in point, The Legend of Dragoon, my favorite game of all time.
What made you stop uploading on your previous channel and switch to this one?
There are plenty of reasons why I switched from Hyper 2 Facepaint to HyperChasred. 1. I changed a lot throughout the years. I went from Gary's Mod to weird-ass DeviantArt drawings, and then VR chat, and then I did Soul Calibur playthroughs. And then I started to stream often, which became a liability to the channel. Even when I was streaming on Twitch, my streams did not help the channel, and I wasn't that good of a streamer back then. Even on my last days of streaming, I don't stream anymore, by the way. It's gonna take a lot for me to get back to streaming. And speaking of my streams, some of my streams got my channel in trouble, mostly because I was in Discord calls and them saying triggering things. Yeah, that's why I wanted a fresh start on a new channel.
How would you make the Soul Calibur series better?
Remove the limitations of the customization. Remove Reversal Edge. That shit fucking sucks. And most of all, bring back weapon effects, not just cosmetic for customization. Oh boy, here I go with the nostalgia as well. I'm no different.
What got you into the Soul series?
I played a demo version of Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox demo magazine. Yeah, remember those? You get the magazines and then it comes with the demo discs. I played that demo and I got hooked to it immediately. As soon as I saw Nightmare, I thought, yep, that's my main. And that's how it all started. And then later on, I got Soul Calibur 2 on Xbox and had fun with it ever since. Became a fan ever since I played it.
What got you into fighting games, or better yet, what was your first fighting game?
My first fighting game was Tekken 2. Just like Soul Calibur 2, I played Tekken 2 on one of the PS1 demo discs. The second fighting game I played was Versus, but I'd rather not talk about that game. It was a huge improvement over Tekken 1. It's got a really awesome soundtrack, the character designs are pretty good. Even the ending FMVs are, despite being goofy, they're still better. And speaking of PS1 demos, listen to this!
What videos would you recommend for learning the Soul series as a beginner? Alternatively, would you ever do Soul tutorials?
I'm gonna be real with you. I am the last person to do tutorial videos, especially on gameplay, because a lot of people in that community are smarter than I am when it comes to the gameplay. Me? I'm just basic, as all of you. I'm just a casual fighting game player. I refuse to involve myself with the FGC. And as for learning how to play these games as a beginner, mess around in practice mode, or just play the game itself. You don't really need YouTube tutorials to play the game, especially if you're starting. It's best to just play the game for yourself. Now as for advanced tech, like all these advanced combos and stuff, then yes, go for YouTube tutorials to learn about it. But when you're starting to play them, like I said, it's best to just play it the way it is. You don't need YouTube tutorials. Even the games themselves have tutorials, like Soul Calibur 2 and even 6 have tutorials on how to play the game. So yeah, listen to the game's tutorial.
The 16-bit Soulish bootlegs made me think, when are you gonna play this? Unreal Horror for added agony, perhaps?
What the hell? There's an official 2D Soul Calibur game? On mobile devices? Oh, it's Java. I'm gonna have to find a way to play that soon. Unreal Horror? Most likely not. That would mean trying to find a cell phone that has it in the first place. So emulation it is.
What inspired your custom character?
So about Chasred, I'm always a fan of guys who are fully covered head to toe. Like even if you could see their eyes. That's always my kind of character design. And when you were able to pair the ninja hood with a thief mask, I thought, oh, there we go, that's perfect. Although the origins of him, he was totally different. He used to be red. No, seriously, he was all red.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Lord parts, make sure all the parts are red. So that's why he was called red. And then later on I grew up and matured and gave him more colors than just red. Now as for the Chaz part, it was based on one of my units in Final Fantasy Tactics A2 when I was playing through it. He was my master monk and he carried my team. So that's why I put Chaz and then red. So, Chasred. By the way, that's how you pronounce his name, Chasred. No chase, there's nothing to chase. Chasred. Chasred.
What was your very first Soul Calibur game?
Soul Calibur 2 on Xbox. I didn't have a Dreamcast and Soul Blade flew way past my radar. And I was a PS1 kid. I wasn't aware of Soul Blade until I looked it up on the internet when I was playing Soul Calibur 3 for the first time.
Top wants for a potential Soul Calibur 7.
Definitely improved the presentation. I'm not a fan of the visual novel stuff. I'll take in-game cutscenes over slideshows. Hell, I'll even take FMVs over the visual novel stuff any day. I know Tekken obviously has more budget than Soul Calibur, but Tekken has a lot of FMVs to compromise. I mean, if you look at the cutscenes from the Tekken games, they're much better and they have a lot going on. Even if they're like wacky and all the DBZ stuff, it's still better than, you know, pictures. So I wouldn't even go for FMVs on the story mode. As for gameplay, remove Reversal Edge. Please. I hated Reversal Edge. That shit was so ass. It was just a glorified rock, paper, scissors system. And it doesn't work on Soul Calibur. Hell, it doesn't even work on any fighting game. And for the love of God, do not have battle passes and currency that makes you pay real money. That shit is only acceptable in free-to-play games. Oh, and remove the limitations with the conflicting gear. I mean, look at this. I have to use this as an accessory to compromise.
Favorite fighting games or fighting game series aside from Soul Calibur?
Bushido Blade. It's a very unique fighting game series that only lasted for 2 games on the PlayStation. In a nutshell, no HUD, no health, no meter, just one clean hit and death is certain. You pick all these different weapons, there's got an open arena, not that anime arena fighting crap, it's just a 3D fighting game with a very, very open environment for stages, and it is really unique and fun to play. Takes a while to adjust, but once you learn how to play it, it's fun as hell.
What is your favorite customization equipment set within the Soul Calibur series?
I like the lighter armor, the lighter gloves, the lighter boots, something like shorter light armor, like just the boots, not like whole arm, whole legs. Oh, and I gotta pair that ninja hood with a thief mask. That's also a must for me.
Favorite 2D fighting game?
Oh dear, that's a rough one for me to decide because there's so many that I like, even though I'm not that good at them. On the top of my head, Street Fighter EX2 Plus. I don't have a favorite 2D fighting game, to be honest. I'll just give out a basic answer and just say the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Yeah, that's good enough.
Favorite Pokemon?
Garchomp. I'm always a fan of Dragon-type Pokemon. Garchomp is exactly what I want for my Pokemon. A Dragon type and offense. I've always preferred using offense over defense. I just don't like the stall nonsense with the Skarmy with the Stealth Rock and the spikes and toxic spikes. Ugh, just rapid spin that crap out of here. Garchomp has been a very, very reliable Pokemon throughout the years. Even its Mega Evolution was pretty underrated despite having lower speed. And then they neutered my boy in Scarlet and Violet. Span up that game jump to Sharpedo. First Tyranitar, now Garchomp? I mean, fucking you? Seriously?
Favorite drink?
Before you ask, no, I don't drink alcohol. I don't like the taste of soap and medicine. The one drink that I recently really liked was Calypso Lemonade. It's one of the better lemonade drinks out there. It's not too sweet, nor is it too sour. Man, that was really good at the summertime last year. I couldn't get any of that last summer, which was this year. If only I could taste that again. Alright, I also drink Gatorade as well, mostly the blue colored drinks. My favorite flavors out of all the Gatorades was Ice Punch. And guess what? That's discontinued since 4 years ago. Oh man, if only I could taste that again. Oh. But I'm still fine with the cherry flavored ones. And looks like that's all the questions I've answered so far this year, so I want to not only thank you for watching this video, thank you for throwing in your questions so I can answer them, and more importantly, thank you for supporting my channel in any way you can, just by watching, lurking, going through my Discord server, whichever. Thank you for sticking around, even on my previous channel if you've made it this far. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving, hope it goes well, and one more thing, I got a new playthrough series coming up. It's gonna be sooner than you think, December exactly. It's going to be the 30th anniversary of this one particular game that started it all. And there's no need to sugarcoat it.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe and hit the bell. Okay, thanks, bye.